So we are here today, Your Excellency, to do part of the rights that we ought to have done before now. That is to officially outdoor to you the chairman and commissioners of the Independent Media Commission. It's been a long journey getting here. We have had great challenges within the commission, but first off, they have always expressed the desire to see you first, to extend their profound thanks and appreciation to you for having appointed them out of in a country of 7.3 million people, even by the census data that we have over the years, and also to share with you the critical milestones that they have been able to achieve thus far. I listened to the MC of the occasion, who noted that in the previous act there is provision for somebody who has extensive knowledge and experience in journalism or somebody fit enough to be a judge of the High Court. I am pleased to say that with the reform-minded leadership of the new director administration, the journalists have so guarded, their profession, that one of the things that you have signed into law is that they have now removed the opportunity from judges to regulate their profession. In the same way that judges don't allow them to regulate theirs. So it's a great pleasure, Your Excellency, for me to formally present to you the Mr. George Kwame-led Board of Commissioners so that they could do the needful and apprise with goings on within the commission. But just before that, may I emphasize that the main object for which this commission was established is to regulate the correct conduct of life of media practitioners, amongst other things. Your Excellency, on that note, I thank you very much, and now I'll leave the rest of the program to the chairperson before I do the very long thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the hardworking minister. Under your leadership, we have seen immense growth. Under your leadership, we have seen the removal of what Ufana referred to as the law was criminal itself, the 1965 Public Order Act. I may respectfully want to call on the chairman of the commission to introduce members of his commission. Mr. Commissioner, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. We have been waiting for this opportunity, this golden opportunity, for the past 2 years. But I'm sorry, this is the day God made that we should rejoice and be glad in it by being in your presence. We thank you for the honor. Mr. President, you have treaded a path in the democratic dispensation of this country. The others president before you had yet, but fell by the wayside. And that is, for 52 years you had that audacious criminal libel law in law books. But in your 2018 presidential campaign, you promised the press, this country, that we shall have taken over State House, which you have done, you were going to make that law a thing of the past. And indeed, today, that obnoxious law is no more. Thank you, Mr. President. And upon that declaration, the IMC has jumped ahead to evolve in certain thematic areas in order to articulate those laws. You also signed into law the IMC Act 2020, which we are so happy about it. Because before now, the IMC was considered as a two-tailed bulldog. They had no power. They had no authority. The authority remained on paper. But But now, Mr. President, you are giving us that power to do the needful. We are thankful to you. We have already jumped on the road to ensure that the IMC laws, 2020, IMC Act 2020, are in good force. We have already had a series of workshops, popularization workshops throughout the country to ensure that the IMC law that are fully abided by the press. We are engaged in other activities in pursuit of ensuring that we have in this country a responsible and viable press. Mr. President, I must tell you that the press is vibrant, though, but the poverty in the press is too high. Not only poverty of financial poverty, there's poverty of responsibility, ethically, poverty of ethics, and how to do the right things. That is what we are at IMC are trying to take over the whole process of it. I thank you for this opportunity. I will now see the opportunity now to introduce my commissioners. I begin with Father Dr. Salifu Suma. You bless all a commission that is full of experts. We have two reverends. Reverend Commissioner Dr. Suma is the father of the Catholic Church. Then we have another Reverend Ranos Thompson, that's another father. Then we have our experts. Mustafa Sisi is an expert in print journalism. We have also Sowa, who could not be present here. We have Commissioner Efe Johnson, who is a broadcast expert. We have Commissioner Williams, also a broadcast expert. We have Commissioner Emmanuel Tue, another expert in the media. Then we have Professor that's our Bible, Professor Taylor. We also have, let's see, Commissioner Melinda, another leader. Mine, we gave us two of them. The other one is Ansula Sana, who is not too well, he could not be present here. We are arranging this in so much that we have this expert in pairs. We also have our executive secretary, Kali Kalon, who takes care of the administration. I think that's about all for now. So, Mr. President, this is the team that you commissioned to run affairs of the IMC. And with all our odds, we have done what we could. Now I will go to the extent now of, I will not present all the report to you. We have 9 committees that compose the commission. Committee of Policy Commission, Committee, Finance Committee, we have Complaint Committee, about 9 of them. I would like for somebody now to give a brief note on the activities. I call on Commissioner Father Suma to begin. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. President, members of the Fourth Estate Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen, the President actually appointed commissioners in a digital era, and we cannot help but be digital in our approach in things and be clinical. And the first thing I've been asked to do here is to present the facts and figures about the media in Sierra Leone, because when the facts speak for themselves, it's easy for policies to be crafted around these facts. In the first place, it's important for us to know that the landscape that we have been asked to take care of is made up of 327 media houses in the length and breadth of this country, 130 newspapers, 165 radio stations, and 42 televisions. Now, of these, you have only 4 terrestrial ones, the ones that are analog, that are in the country. And how democratically distributed are they as we go along? We will notice that in the country, you would notice that we have 94% of the print media concentrated only in the western urban area, leaving the rest of the country with 6% of print media. Now, what democratizes, I could say, the media landscape is the radio, in the sense you have some 34% in the western urban area, while the 64% is evenly, I could say, evenly spread across the country. So no matter how much we have grown digitally or exponentially in terms of gadgets, the radio still remains the most potent force of communication, and it remains the means through which we can reach our people. And that's really what is important for all of us. So our biggest constituency is the radio, and the radio remains a potent force for all of us. Now, counting the rate of literacy equally in the country that is going down, we still note that's what is there. Now, the IMC that came on board tried to prioritize studies, because when you study situations, you are better armed to handle them properly. Now, as we are here, we've gone around the country in different fields and in different capacities to conduct surveys, to conduct research work, so at least when we make policy statements, when we make pronouncements, they are better informed. And of all we have done, we have encapsulated all our research in 4 key documentaries that will be let out to the public. They were officially launched by the Minister of Information and Communication on Tuesday and last Tuesday, and eventually we'll let that out to the public. But what are these thematic issues that we have been speaking to? The first has been to present the IMC in the post-repeal era, and that's the first document which talks about the IMC at work. The second documentary talks about what? The long walk to the repeal of the criminal libel law. It's history that has been made, and therefore it's important that we document that history. From the 31st of December 1965 to the 23rd of July 2020, the criminal libel law gagged the press, and it was inimical to the press growth. And now that the President, in his power and together with Parliament and all lawmakers have repealed it, it's important that we celebrate that milestone. So that's what that document, the second document, is talking about. And the third one talks about the day-to-day running of the media, which is management constraints in the media. There are certain media houses that wake up in the morning, they cannot come on, say for instance, some radio stations because they do not have fuel. Now, all the managers start, and at some point they stop. People start newspapers, and at some point they do not have the wherewithal to continue. So really that has also been another challenge. And the fourth one is what? The history of the media in Sierra Leone. So in a word, the IMC has been arming itself with all of this bit of information to be able to inform adequately the public. And so we have called this particular exercise as that of what? Reporting the media to the media. When we have stats, when we have all the figures at our fingertips, it's easy for us to make policies around it. And in the post-repeal era, Mr. President, we have already started our work. The first post-repeal work was what? To popularize the IMC 2020 Act. The second bit was what? To start training media monitors right across the country, and also to train journalists not to train station managers and editors about the new nature of editorial roles that they have, because it's key and important. The next thing has been to decentralize complaints to the provinces. It has always been Freetown, and now we start seeing that they do not need to come to Freetown to make their complaints, and that has been something very remarkable. And as we move along, Mr. President, you would note, to take care of all these media houses, the challenges are onerous. They are many and they are difficult to handle. The Commission as it stands has one functional vehicle to take care of a national office right across the country, and that's really a challenge. Subventions are sometimes late and sometimes they are not forthcoming. That's also a key challenge to run a media house, to monitor media houses right around the country and to enforce media regulation in the length and breadth of the country. We need subventions and we need a lot of support to move those things. We would need vehicles and we would also need digital monitors. The world has improved in the way that today we can have digital monitors that could monitor all radios in this country, but it will need some injection of cash. So with that, I leave it to all other commissioners to take it from me. Thank you very much, sir.
Because of the many busy schedules of the President, can we please limit our discussions or presentation to 2 minutes? Maybe thematically we may put the document together and hand it over to the Commissioner to be presented to the President. Thank you very much. 2 more commissioners to give an overview of their department.
Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity on my personal behalf and on behalf of the Commission to thank Your Excellency for the political will you have displayed in repealing Part 5 of the Public Order Act, which also was the notorious criminal libel law. And in the same vein, in that same act, the IMC Amendment Act of 2020 was brought into existence, which strengthens the IMC and puts the IMC in a stronger path to capably regulate the media landscape. Previously, the IMC had been referred to as a toothless bulldog, but with that singular act, we now have power and we have now muscles to bite and to regulate the media, which is the job that Your Excellency has appointed us to do and which we are mandated to do by the IMC Act. Your Excellency, since 2018, when this board took up office, we have been very busy, and one of the important departments or committees of the Independent Media Commission, which is the Complaints Committee, which is charged to hear complaints from members of the public against journalists and media practitioners, has been very busy doing just that. But some of the issues which we encountered during our everyday activity of looking into these complaints have now been put to rest by the passing of the IMC Act of 2020. So I want to thank Your Excellency for that. Since we took up office, we have had and ruled on over 70 complaints which has been finalized since 2018. Complaints which have been brought to us by members of the public, from companies, individuals, politicians, against media practitioners. We've done hearings, investigated into it, and given rulings. But one of the challenges which we've had is that most of the time we sit in Freetown, and that's where we hear complaints. We have not been able to move out to the provinces to meet the journalists and media practitioners on their own soil. Going forward, this is one of the areas of challenge which we face, and we look forward to settling this particular area with the passing of the new act. We intend that going forward, this is one area where we want to diversify. We want to go out to the provinces and do public complaints hearings, like we did when we went on a public tour. We had public complaints hearings so that these journalists will not only have to come, but we will go and meet them in the different provinces, because Freetown is not only, Sierra Leone is not limited to just Freetown. Your Excellency, I wish to state that we do enjoy our job as commissioners in regulating the media, and we want to thank you very much for having appointed us to office. Thank you very much.
The next speaker, please.
Good afternoon, His Excellency. Well, I am speaking on the technical committee. Since we came into office, we've been able to approve 27 radio stations across the country and 3 television. And during our visit last year, what came out very clearly, was that most of the media houses up country, well, across the country, generally, stations are going out of service simply because of some reasons, and mismanagement. But what we decided to address those issues is that we are going to organize training for these technicians, such that they will be able to maintain such stations and wherever they are. Because most of the people, especially this community radio station, they depend solely on the media houses for the dissemination of information, government information, and whatever. And we see it very much important for us to give a lending hand to support to them. We also realize that some of them again are going out because of poor financial management. And during the time when we were doing the popularization of the Media Act, the 2020 Act, we decided to include financial management in getting the journalists to be briefed about financial management here. And even within IMC, when we came in, the finance was in a very big mess. But we've put in place some structures, systems that we could now boost up. Since we came in, the amount of things we've been able to achieve is quite phenomenal. And we thank you so much for the opportunity you gave us to demonstrate and actualize our potential. Thank you very much, sir.
At this juncture, may I respectfully ask His Excellency the President for his response.
Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission, I think my only response at this time, or I will start responding by congratulating you. Better late than never. I know you've been making the effort to come and see me, and I'm very happy to receive you this afternoon. Yours is a very important job. We need the media to play an important role in the development of our democracy. But they need to be monitored and controlled. That monitoring is what you are doing. We all need you to protect us in a way. And therefore, your task is one that is a tall order. The more effective you are, the more our people feel protected. I can see that you're quite ambitious, and I want to say thank you for that. And I can see that you have done quite a lot in the short time, even when you had not been formally commissioned by me, but you have done quite a lot. I want to say a big thank you to the chairman and all of you, and this is an impressive group of Sierra Leoneans. At the end of the day, I think we all have a role to play in developing this nation, and don't see your role in the IMC as one that is small. we have just taken the bold action to repeal the Part 5 of the Public Order Act of 1965. And I have always challenged Sierra Leoneans to be bold. If we have to fix this nation, we have to be bold. Your conscience should be clear, and that is what you do, and go for it. Nobody is going to fix it for us. We have all that it takes. We have just been lazy and lethargic, I would say. So I'm very impressed with what you have done already, the actions that have been taken, and I'm also impressed with the quality of the human resource in there. And with that, I have no doubt in my mind that you will definitely play a role in the evolution or the evolutionary history of the shaping the landscape of media in this country. In my many research that I did before I became a politician, I was quite stunned to realize that years back, Bond District alone used to have a whole bunch of newspapers that were daily newspapers, and so was Botan. So I will not talk about Freetown. That is part, and the journalism, Sierra Leone used to be the mother for journalism in sub-Saharan Africa. So quite a lot has gone amiss in this country, and that is why I want us to challenge ourselves. We are going to resurrect Sierra Leone, and we should do it as a people. That is the challenge. I don't leave that task to me alone. I cannot do it. I need each and every one of you, and I must say that with all that you've said you've done, and I know you've done, and with the enthusiasm and the zeal that I see, I'm very much impressed and encouraged that you will accomplish quite a lot by the time your time of office comes to an end. So I implore you to continue to work hard, Mr. Chairman and members of the Commission. We have a lot of catching up to do. That is why we should be in haste, but of course cautiously. We should be in haste to accomplish and try to catch up with the many things that we are supposed to have done, which we have not done yet. The IMC Act of 2020 is a very important step. So I hope that with that act, you'll be able to regulate and monitor the many newspapers, TV stations. As you know, today, the new media is posing quite a lot of challenge to all of us. We have to get our heads around that, because it gives the opportunity to people to hide in their little corners behind the keyboard, and they can cause quite a lot of damage. How we bring or mainstream those and make sure that they can be checked is something that you have to tell us as you monitor the media landscape, because quite a lot of them have gone digital, so you don't have a physical location for them. But that is why you have a very good array of people from different walks of life, and I will encourage you to really do your job to the best of your ability. Thank you very much for what you've done so far, and we look forward to you doing a great job for us in that part of governance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, His Excellency the President. One catchword of what he said was that we all should resurrect Sierra Leone. On this note, I want to call the Deputy Minister of Information to kindly come and give the vote of thanks.
Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Commissioner and members of Commissioner, Chairman and Commissioner of the IMC, my role here is the simplest, I must say, to say thank you to His Excellency. The journey to this point has not been all rosy. Of course, we've had our moments with Chairman and Commissioners of the IMC, but I want to believe that it has been worth the while. We, as a Ministry of Information leadership, to make sure that the IMC functions and functions well. A lot has been said about the IMC before now being a toothless bulldog, and now they have been armed with enormous authority to make sure that they play their regulatory role. So to the IMC, I would say, to whom much is given, much is expected. And of course, when I look at the individuals that are serving in this commission, if we are to quantify the years that all of these bring to the table, it will be something more over 50 years when it comes to the media landscape in Sierra Leone. So I have every confidence that these individuals will do us all proud. The challenges are many, but of course they are not insurmountable. I stand here as a proud member of the media fraternity in Sierra Leone, and I want to personally at this point say a very big thank you to His Excellency for giving me the opportunity to be part of the history that has been made in this country, that is repealing Part 5 of the criminal libel law. This is something I have been a part of. I've been in every single committee that has been constituted by SLAJ to lobby to make sure this law, is repealed. And here I am on the side of history that actually superintended in making sure that this law is true. So, His Excellency, I want to personally say thank you very much, and also to continue to emphasize that as a ministry we'll continue to provide the requisite leadership so that the IMC will not only bite, but it will bite hard, and at the end of the day we'll all be proud of what they will achieve. So let me say thank you very much, sir, and God bless us all.
Thank you very much, the Deputy Minister of Information. This is how we bring this program to a close. Thank you very much, members of the Fourth Estate. After the national anthem, members of the Commission may get a photo opportunity with His Excellency the President.